time I was up on blood, I was doing a first ride. Now I'm on blood, giving her some juice. Not too much more juice, as I still haven't got the oil changed, but I have gotten over the break-in period as per the service manual per miles. Now I know at 600 miles you're supposed to change the oil, keep it under like 4,000 or 6,000 RPMs, and then you're supposed to keep it under another 8. Man, I've got mixed feelings about that. Some people say break it in, how you're gonna ride it. Well, this is a very, very finessed machine that the engineers of Kawasaki US of A, wow, that's a lot of traffic. It went from being completely like empty to all of this. Where was I? Oh yeah, breaking the bike in, you know, the Z and the Grom, I rode those things like I stole it. This bike, being that it's got 4 extra cylinders and it's like 500 cc's more, 500 and some change more per cylinder, and it's a high revving engine, I'm a little bit more finessed on, you know, getting this bike to where it needs to be. And my understanding, all you're really doing during the break-in period is seating the rings on the piston, so making sure those get heated up and get a good seal. Also, from what I've read and have been told, if you have the bike under a little bit more load, aka the lower RPMs instead of free spinning at higher PMs, you generate more pressure or force on those pistons, therefore the piston rings get a better seal because they're under more pressure per se. But I don't know that to be true. In my mind it sounds pretty good. I don't know if that's even correct. Nonetheless, you know, it's just good to follow the engineer's instructions, you know, make sure, and even the manual says make sure you break in the bike or else you'll end up with a broken down bike. I'm like, wow, that is, they are threatening you with your bike breaking down. That's not good. Up here on blood, kind of solo, which I don't really always like doing, as if something was to happen, you know, you could never be found. These S22 tires that come OE with this 6 are very interesting. Didn't make it into my top 5 likes, dislikes of the 2019 ZX6R, and if you haven't watched it, I recommend watching it here, now, because I just kind of go over, walk around with the bike about what I like and don't like. These S22 tires, from my understanding, they're a great all-around tire. They don't take a lot of heat to get to operating temperatures. It's pretty neat because it comes on a variety of bikes, anything from this bike to the KTM Super Duke and about everything in between, even leader bikes. I'm like, man, I don't know anything about these tires. You know, you tell me Dunlops, I know quite a bit about Dunlops. You tell me Bridgestone, I know a little bit about Bridgestone, Pirelli, sorry. You tell me about Bridgestone, the only thing I know about Bridgestone is like the RS10s, Battle Axe. I've just been out of the big bike game so long, I don't know what's what. The only thing I know are Dunlop Q3s or Q4s or whatever. I'm up here and I'm fairly easy to get my knees down up here, but for some reason I made a couple runs. There was a police officer up here earlier. I'm not entirely too sure what my deal is today. You know, maybe being it's a brand new bike, maybe being that it's been so long since I've rode a big bike. You know, I'm not entirely too sure at what my issue is, but I haven't got my knee down in yet. And I'm looking at these tires, and I'm looking at the big old chicken strips they had. I'm like, man, I'm not even leaning this thing over. I'm leaning off the bike, which is what you want to do. And that's one thing as a motorcyclist that I think I really enjoy. And not only the racing aspect of it, you know, I kind of mentioned I love doing a championship because it's you have a lot of strategy. It's almost like a game. You know, you're planning your next move, you're checking out the logistics and the statistics and things of that nature. Well, it's the same thing with just riding a motorcycle in general. You know, if you're smart, you push your limits safely, aka on the track and not on the road. Comment below on what your biggest fear or mind barrier is on riding a motorcycle. I'd be curious to chat it up with you guys, see what you guys think. And they've just repaved some of these sections, as I'm sure you can tell. And I don't know if that's messing with me either, because I don't know how slick or not slick, and there's a lot of debris in this particular corner. That's kind of one of the reasons why I like to do a couple easy laps, is to see where debris and or police are, because, you know, also you got to get warmed up too. I believe, you know, like in sports, you stretch to get loosened up. Same thing with riding motorcycles. You want to kind of get in your muscle memory rhythm, build yourself up slowly, and then you have a platform or a foundation to go off of when you start going back and forth. This brings me to my main topic. Why does everyone say motorcycles are dangerous? Why are motorcycles dangerous? That is the discussion to be had. And this is going to be very, very political in about 2 seconds. Everyone says motorcycles are dangerous. Your parents tell you motorcycles are dangerous if you're not from a motorcycle family, or they didn't race or grow up riding motorcycles. And that's completely understandable, and I, you know, see where everyone's coming from when they say motorcycles are dangerous, but that's like saying guns are dangerous, which they are. Everyone can agree they are dangerous, but under adult supervision and proper handling and care, they can be perfectly safe, and they can be a key line of defense for you and your family. In irresponsible care and handling of this motorcycle, they're very dangerous. In ignorance and self non-awareness, they're very dangerous. That can be with anything. I mean, automobiles, for example. Let's see how fast this guy's gonna take this turn. I'm very curious. He could probably take this turn faster than me. Look, he's got his knee out. He was carrying a lot of speed. If you're not paying attention, if you're not respecting the machine and the rules of the road, they can bite you, they can get you. If you're not being aware of your surroundings and having your head on a swivel and paying attention to things that are hundreds of feet, hundreds of yards ahead of you, that's when you get in accidents. Thinking about what the car ahead of you is going to do, it can be detrimental, because you know, you got to think about it. You know, we're just cruising, no big deal. Seems like a casual ride, and I know the GoPro is super wide. It makes it seem like it's really far away, which they are gaining. Think about it. If a deer or a wildlife creature of thus ran out in front, like, do you have enough room to stop? So hopefully this, wow, this guy is just not taking no for an answer. Also, you have to have good judgment as well. You have to be able to judge what may or may not happen, which I guess is kind of being aware and paying attention as well. This debris on the road, I take note of it, that it's there, so when I come up this road, I know not to fly around that corner and not to go towards the outside of that particular turn. It's all about those minor details, and that can make a big difference in your riding. That can be the difference between you going home in one piece or you going into the hospital. People just say it's dangerous because of the horrific deaths that have happened with motorcycles. Now, don't get me wrong, there has been some catastrophic deaths on motorcycles that I know of, that I've not necessarily witnessed, but have been in close proximity to, and it's not fun. It's really unsettling to think about. Absolutely. Life is meant for living, and if you don't do that, you're doing yourself a disservice. Getting in your car and going to work is dangerous. I mean, living life is dangerous. You can develop some terminal ill disease, or you know, cancer or something like that. You never know what can happen. Now, I'm not telling you to show this video to your mom or dad that, you know, they're telling you can't have a motorcycle, but you know, you've got to be open-minded about things, and you just can't say, oh, motorcycles are dangerous because of the death rate and things like that. I mean, statistically, more so than not, your average MVCs are automobiles, and deaths come from four-wheeled vehicles. the things you take for granted being in a car, you have to be coherent or conscious of when you're on a motorcycle. They say the closer you are to dying, the more you're living, per se, like jumping out of planes, riding roller coasters. You know, it's that kind of mentality, and that's the best part about riding a motorcycle, because you're aware that this could be your last day on this earth. So you're being aware that, you know, you have to take every precaution for that not to be the case, and it makes you respect life or appreciate life more. You're not as down and out, you know, you're more excited, you're more happy on a motorcycle. I believe it's a getaway for a lot of people. Yeah, I've been down and out before. I've been through a couple things in my life to where it sucks. At the end of it all, I can get on my bike and go ride and just enjoy life and vlog and do something productive. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification if you want to see more videos like this in the near future, which should be next week, Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys on the next video.